What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Masters Fantasy Show, brought to you by MastersFantasyFootballLeagues.com. Joining me today, the Doc. What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm good, Kamish. I'm very good. Ready to talk some more football. That's what it's all about.
Here, man. In case you didn't know, man, Doc's our senior draft coordinator here at Masters.
Thanks.
700 Dynasty Leagues, redrafts all summer long, email, guillotine leagues, best ball leagues. We do it all. Definitely come check us out. Take a look in the description down there. Got a link to the homepage, a link to the Dynasty Orphanage, 700 Dynasty Leagues. Never folded a single one. Every year we got some that we got to sell, though. So take a look at those. Good thing about those, previous owners paid your deposit, so half price. Not what we're here to talk about. Dynasty football, as always, is what we're here to talk about. The wide receiver position. We're looking at some guys we think you should sell now. Kick this over to the Doc. What wide receiver are you thinking about moving on from this season?
So the guy I have here might even be considered a bit of a hot take. But if I don't even have a lot of shares of this guy, but if I had him, I'd be looking to move him. That's DK Metcalf.
Wow.
Yeah. So here's my thought process. For the first, piece of this argument. I have no idea what's going on with Russell Wilson. I don't know if he's going to be in Seattle. Pete Carroll says, he's not going anywhere. I don't know. It seems like Seattle is getting more and more likely to trading him than not. And I've also, weirdly enough, heard DK Metcalf's name floated around a few times as like a real life guy that might get traded, not even just fantasy here. So, I mean, there's a chance he's not with Russ, which immediately is a big step back because you don't know who his quarterback's going to be. He might not have a guy that's of the elite level that Russell Wilson is. Another thing too, and I know Russ was hurt for a lot of the games last year, but I mean, in 17 games last year, DK Metcalf didn't even crack 1,000 yards. He played all 17. I mean, he got bailed out by 12 touchdowns, and we know he's able to do that because he's so massive, but I don't want him if he's going to just end up being a touchdown dependent guy. He got a ton of targets, not a ton of catches. I mean, there's blame on both sides of it. Overall, I think he's a great player. He's a great athlete. But even then, I don't think he's fully figured out. Like, he's not like the route runner that a Justin Jefferson is or right. Something like that. I feel like he still has to fine tune a lot of things in his game. Right now, he's just dominating guys with pure athleticism most of the time, which isn't a bad thing if it works. But those are just a few reasons why I think, it couldn't hurt to start looking. I'm not saying go get rid of DK Metcalf, right. But I think with all the things that have happened in the past year for Seattle and where things seem to be trending, I think it's worth kicking the tires. See if you can find someone that's willing to pay you a king's ransom for, a 24-year-old receiver with the freaking body of a Greek god. I think you could probably find some suitors that would give you more than he's even worth. So I think it's worth exploring.
Yeah, and sitting there listening to you, I actually don't hate it. I did not realize that he didn't crack 1,000 yards last season.
I unfortunately did. I had him quite a few redraft teams.
Right, and one thing I'm thinking, DK Metcalf, at least a top 5 wide receiver asset. I mean, I've seen him as high as 2, 3. That's pretty hefty of a price, man, for a guy that didn't even crack 1,000 yards. All of a sudden, if he is just touchdown dependent, and like you said, man, I mean, that's one of his skill sets. But, man, he's going to have some seasons probably where he's not catching, 12, 14 touchdowns. I actually think I'd kick the tires on trading DK Metcalf too, but definitely make sure you get a big haul for sure.
Right. Yeah. And I will say too, like when you look at all the good receivers that keep coming in too, I feel like he gets, slowly but surely, he's getting worked down the list too. Like, I mean, I take Jamar Chase and Jalen Waddle over him, and they're going into their second years.
Yeah,
I'd take Justin Jefferson over him in a heart. Yeah,
that's funny.
I think I'd take Waddle over him for sure. Yeah, wow. I feel a lot more confident in his future.
Yeah, and I feel like saying this too. I feel like 60% of our leagues, if the DK Metcalf owner tried to trade the Waddle owner, that trade would probably happen. I think so.
I think so. Yeah.
I think a lot of guys would be willing to pull that trigger, and I actually don't hate it either. I think I might rather have Waddle too. And the guy that if Waddle did crack 1,000, it was barely, or he was just under it. But he had, I think it was the 99 receptions. Like, give me that every year on paper, and then give me a few, 10, 12 touchdown seasons added into it. To where with, DK, I don't want to just hope for the 10, 12 touchdowns. I want to make sure I'm getting my receptions, yards every game. And you're right. He wasn't, I mean, I didn't know he didn't have 1,000. I know he didn't have the monstrous season that everybody thought he was going to have. So I think it's a good call. Why not kick the tires on it? Good call, Doc.
Yeah. Hey,
All
thank you. Thank you.
Yep. Good stuff, guys. As always, thanks for watching. If you could hit the like and subscribe button, love for you to come be a part of the Masters family. Any last words, Doc?
No, thank you for watching, everybody.
Boom.